Hey everyone, my name is Andy, and this is going to be a twin flame energy update. So we are going to tap into the divine masculine side and the divine feminine side. So you can view this in a multitude of ways if you guys are tuning in. I'm assuming that you are tuning in because it resonated with you. The title kind of grabbed your attention. Maybe you are in a twin flame connection, or you believe to be in a twin flame connection. I will say though that this video is more so for the people that know, and it's that inner knowing that you know that you are in a twin flame connection, whether you are in a physical union or you've met your twin flame, anything of the sort, or you just acknowledge that connection on a higher dimensional level, okay? So we're going to be tapping into those energies. I feel like I'm talking really loud, but I always am. So we're going to be tapping into those energies. I'm using two different decks today to kind of, something sounds weird with the way that I'm talking. I'm going to be using, this is the Mystic Mondays deck, tarot deck. I think it's, yeah, Mystic Mondays. And then this is the Fountain Tarot. I'm going to use this for the Divine Feminine perspective, and then I'm going to use the other deck for the Divine Masculines, and then overall messages from Spirit, I'm going to use the Gaia Oracle, or the Gaia Wisdom Oracle, something like that. Alrighty, so let's tap into, let's get an overall energy of the connection right now. Let's use this. So again, if we're not 100% sure what twin flames are, then this is probably not the video for you, okay? So this is an energetic collective on the twin flames union or ascension process between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. So let's see, what is the current energy in the connection? We have the Temptress. Okay, so this is gonna mean, I'm already getting its meaning with like a couple different things, okay? So take what resonates, leave what doesn't, okay? We don't need anyone to be triggered. We have the Temptress, seduction, deceit, and a broken promise. The number at the top is number 15. So we have this woman that's kind of giving these eyes. It's very, the energy feels very scorpionic. So it feels like you could be dealing with a Scorpio. You could have Venus in Scorpio if anyone has Venus in Scorpio, or is dealing with a Scorpio. It doesn't have to be Scorpio, but that's just how it feels like, because I know Scorpios have this thing with their eyes, that's kind of one of the main ways that they use to seduce people is with eye contact and giving certain types of looks at certain points. We see that her heart is just lit up in a flame, and it's so passionate. So this woman has a lot of passion. The number at the top is 15, so the number 1, the number 5, the number 15 could all be significant to you. If we add it up in numerology, the number comes down to a 6, so any of those numbers, 1, 5, 15, or 6 could be very significant for you guys if you see it on your day-to-day basis. Whoever this person is, they're very awake, okay? This person is spiritually aware, okay? So I'm gonna say this. If you feel, okay, so this is the energy right now collectively, so between both parties in the connection. So there could be a lot of temptation to go towards one another right now. So maybe the divine feminines are feeling pulled, maybe the divine masculines are feeling pulled, or both. But there's a lot of pull, there's a lot of seduction, there's a lot of temptation. I feel like that's the biggest thing. Yeah, it's just both, I think the feminine and the masculine right now, both of them are feeling super, super pulled towards each other, like almost magnetically, because there's a lot of passion. There's a lot of burning desire for one another in the connection. So whether or not you're communicating with your person, or in physical connection with your person, or seeing your person, there is a lot of passion on both sides that are really, really pulling each other towards each other. It's like both of you want to come towards each other. Whether you can or can't, or whether you will or won't, it's there, trust me. Both of you are awake to the connection as well. Because her third eye, I see that her third eye is activated, and because this is a shared energy between the both of you, if you're watching this, it's most likely that both you, so whether you're the feminine or the masculine, both you and the other person are aware of the connection. Whether or not that means that you both are like, okay, that's my twin flame or not, both of you acknowledge that this is a higher level connection, that this is like a soul connection. It's a connection. You acknowledge that it's a connection like no other. Both of you feel that, okay? So that's what we have as the crown or overall energy that's leading us into this reading. So having some, I'm going to try to leave, oh, you can't see it. Whoops. I'll leave that over here. So right now there's a lot of temptation to come towards one another. And I think that that is very fair to say, at least with my own twin flame. I do feel very pulled towards him right now. And I think that he feels the same pull towards me. Excuse me. Okay, so let us see how the Divine Masculine is doing. So, how is the Divine Masculine feeling towards his feminine? Also, sorry guys, if you guys are new to my channel and this is the first Twin Flame Collective Energy update I've done, just know that when I say Divine Masculine, it doesn't mean that it has to be a man, and when I say Divine Feminine, it doesn't have to be a woman. I identify in my Twin Flame journey and partnership, I identify as the Divine Feminine because that's what I feel like makes sense to me. I feel like my soul has more feminine energy. We all have masculine and feminine energy within us, but we do have one that's more prominent. I identify as a Divine Feminine in my Twin Flame journey. It's up to you. So again, the Divine Masculine could be a female, vice versa, okay? So what is the masculine feeling right now towards his feminine? What is the Divine Masculine feeling towards the Divine Feminine? We have a King of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so I'm getting that although we have in the beginning of the reading, we see that there is a shared interest or pull or temptation towards one another, the masculine is still trying to just distract himself in the 3D world. He's not really, he's being a little bit cold, I feel like. I feel like he's being cold and cut off to the connection. So he's trying to act like he doesn't care. He's trying to act like he's not like head over heels, that he's not having, that he doesn't have this burning desire and passion towards the feminine, okay? So the Divine Masculine right now is kind of just maybe taking a little bit of a, I don't think a break, because I think that the Divine Masculine actually spends a majority of his time thinking about his Divine Feminine, and even keeping up, like staying up late at night. But the way that he acts towards her, he kind of acts like she's just, he's kind of acting like the Divine Feminine is not his other half when he acknowledges it. He's trying to be very cool and a little bit, almost it's coming off a little bit cold even, like giving the cold shoulder. So if that resonates so far, yeah, King of Swords. So yeah, he's being a little bit cold, but what this does tell me is that I think he wants to communicate. So this is how he feels towards the feminine. So he's feeling a little bit cold. He's feeling like he's not really trying to express exactly how he feels, but he wants to communicate. So it's a conflicting energy because he wants to communicate to his feminine. He wants to express something, whatever it is. He wants to maybe just talk to the feminine more, hang out with the feminine more, interact with the feminine more. He wants that, but he's also being closed and cut off, and he's not allowing himself to do that. So the only thing that's blocking the masculine right now, I think so far I would say, is himself. I'm going to clarify this. What is it that the masculine wants to express to the feminine? What is it that the masculine wants to express to the feminine? What is it that the masculine wants to express to the feminine? Wow, so interesting. We have the Princess of Swords, which I love in this deck. Is actually really interesting that the page is a princess. I don't know if they're all, I haven't even really looked, I don't know if they're all princesses or if they're prince and princesses. But this is a page. This is a page of swords. So yeah, really wanting to communicate, really wanting to be open. And it's almost like they really, the masculine really wants to communicate something. They really want to share something. But they're trying to be like all cool and calm and collected. Like they don't want to, I'm even getting that for some of you, it's like your masculine, because he's aware of the connection now, he knows how in tune you guys are, and he knows how intuitive the feminine is. So he doesn't want you to pick up on what it is that he's bringing. He wants it to be a surprise, I feel like, because I think he really wants to come in with some type of communication. What is it that the masculine is wanting to communicate? What is it that the masculine is wanting to communicate? Princess of Cups. So this is the Page of Cups in reverse. I think what it is, it's feelings that the masculine has kept deep down inside for a very, very long time. And then we have the Ten of Cups in reverse at the bottom of the deck. I think the masculine is really wanting to express how he feels. Because I feel like he actually feels, the reason why he's being a little bit cold also is because maybe he hasn't been feeling as much of a warm and loving energy from the feminine anymore. And maybe because I feel like most feminines have kind of not cut off this connection completely, but are reprioritizing things, and they're realizing that the connection is there, but for most of us, the masculine isn't physically in our lives. So what are we supposed to be doing? Just waiting around doing nothing? No. We're moving on with our lives. We're doing, the connection is there, the love is there, but we're doing our own thing. But because we cut off that physical world energy, they kind of feel that disconnect, and now they really want to communicate. And I think what they really, really want to communicate with the Page of Cups and the Ten of Cups in reverse, sorry, new cards, I don't want to bend them. With the Page of Cups and the Ten of Cups in reverse, I think what's really wanting to be communicated from the masculine's end is how unhappy they are, how hurt they might be. Some of them, I think, are just have a lot of a lot of pain from this connection, from the two of you, from whatever went down, however your situations, everyone's situation is different. I feel like the masculines are holding in how they really feel. Because I feel like most of you guys are in separation, and they're holding that in, how it makes them feel being away from you. That's what they really want to communicate. We'll see at the very end of this reading if they actually will communicate. This is them wanting, this is how they feel, this is what they feel towards the feminists, that they want to bring this communication because they feel like things have been really rigid and cold between the two of you. And I think most likely what it is that they want to express is they want to express how unhappy they are in this situation, how sad they are, how hurt they are. And I think they want to bring that to light because I don't think it's something that has ever been communicated between the two of you. Alright, let's tap into the Divine Feminine's energy. And let's see how the feminine is feeling towards the masculine. Alrighty, so how are the Divine... Oh, okay. Wow. We have Judgment. And then we have the Chariot, which has been my card for about a minute, so I love this so far. We'll get into this before I pull a couple more cards. So with Judgment and the Chariot, it's almost like the feminine, even though the masculine, this is funny to me, even though the masculine is trying to be a little bit rigid, is trying not to fully express how they feel to the feminine quite yet. Like they haven't brought this yet, and they're kind of hiding this. And they're kind of hiding this because they don't want you to, it's like they don't want the feminine to know, because they know now how connected you guys are and how in tune you are and how easily you can pick up on their energy. You already know this though. It's like they're trying to keep this from you, but deep down, feminines, if you already know that this situation that I just explained, how they're bringing this, they want to bring this communication of how they really feel, and they're kind of isolating themselves, they're distancing themselves, make it seem, they're trying to seem like they don't care, but you know that they do. You know that they're hurting. You know that you know that they want to come towards you and communicate with you. If you've already been feeling that intuitively, you guys know. The Divine Feminines know. So it's funny to me because it's like they're trying to hide something because they're like, oh, there's no way that they could pick up on this. No, we know. And that's why I'm laughing too, because when I was reading that, I'm like, I already know too. Like, I already know this. And with the Judgment, it's like we already know, so we're just kind of expecting it. So a lot of feminines right now are more in a passive place where they're just kind of sitting on their throne and waiting for their king to come back home, which is good. Just make sure that you guys stay busy. And we have the Chariot, so I feel like that just confirms the energy that we had in the beginning with the Temptress. As much as they feel pulled towards you to come and communicate with you, you feel the same pull as well. Like you really want to just come running towards them. You want to go running back into their arms, running back into the connection. But I feel so far that the feminines are being more receptive, and even though they feel that pull, they know better, because I feel like the feminines have done most of the work up until now, and now it's on the masculine's end to show up all with the other half of that work. And then with the Judgment, I think it's just karma. It's karma. It's rebalancing of the scales. It's just karma. Like there is, within any connection, there's huge karmic ties, and especially with twin flames, there's a lot of karma that's involved. And I feel like for a majority of the time, on this earth and before, the feminines have always been giving more, doing more, healing more, and now because there's a lot of energetic changes and shifts that are happening as a collective worldwide, universally, it's now up to them, like I said, to bring up the other half. So they are the ones that need to do the communicating. They are the ones that need to step forward. They are the ones that need to express. Because the feminines have been expressing. They've been healing. They've been giving. Now it's time to be in a receptive mode so that things can balance out and karma can be repaid. Does that make sense? The karma, right now, the karma between most twin flames is really off because the feminines gave so much, because the feminines loved so much, because the feminines did this, and the masculines just received. Now, the roles are reversed, so we hold the power. The cards are in our favor, right? So just be careful with that energy of being tempted. I don't think it would be wise to go towards the masculine. I think it would be better if you allow the masculines to come towards you. Okay, we have 2 cards. Page of Coins, which we had there as well, Page of Pentacles. Right? It was like the Princess of... Oh, no, we didn't. No, we didn't. I lied. We had the Princess, we had Page of Swords and Page of Cups here. Here we have the Page of Coins and Knight of Cups. So we have the Knight of Cups. Trying to get you guys to see that. And the Page of Coins. So, the feminines, excuse me. The feminines are, I think how the feminines feel right now towards the masculine is that they still have love there. It just doesn't feel like they're, like I said, the feminines I feel like have reprioritized things and they're not all about their masculine 24/7. So even though we have this love there and you have that love to give, I also feel like a lot of the feminines are looking elsewhere outside this connection for that, if that makes sense. With the Knight of Cups and the Page of Coins, I feel like the feminines are trying to plant seeds of love within the self as well, like giving the love back to yourself, but also I feel like the feminines are looking outside this connection a little bit, and I think they're trying to start something new, or looking for something new, or inviting something new. I know that for me personally, lately I've been focusing really on just manifesting a soulmate, because I feel like I would like to be in a connection, and I feel like I'm in a really good place. I'm really balanced. I love myself. I respect myself, and I'm in a good place. I feel like to be in more of a loving connection. And right now, for whatever reason, me and my masculine are not really working out or able to meet in the middle, and that's okay. I still love him, respect him. He does his thing. I'm doing my thing. But I also feel like I want to call in a soulmate, and I want to look for love somewhere outside of this connection for a little bit and just see how that goes. So I feel like a lot of the feminines might be on the same page where you have a lot of love to give, and it's like the person, your masculine, you keep giving it to your masculine, he keeps either rejecting it or not appreciating it or not taking it, and we're kind of over that. The feminines are a little bit over that. Now it's time to plant new seeds of love that will grow in love in other things, and it doesn't even have to be in another relationship. Like I said, it could be just giving that love to yourself, creating something, starting a new business, flourishing, moving, growing somewhere, planning, putting that love into something, a project that you're super passionate about, your work, whatever it is. So that's awesome. The feminines are doing really good. The feminines understand that the karma needs to be rebalanced. Although we do feel the pull, I feel like a lot of you guys just really want to run. A lot of you really want to run towards your masculine. I'm not even kidding. With that Chariot, but also I feel like a lot of you guys too, with the Knight of Cups and the Page of Coins, a lot of you too just want to rush into something new. You want to start something new. You want to move to a new place. You want to switch careers. You want to change your clothes, change your style. You want to just do something new for yourself that will bring love and joy and happiness into your life, which is awesome. It's a great place to be in. Okay, so we are going to look at blockages for the masculine and then blockages for the feminine. So what is blocking the masculine? Because the masculine, we see that he wants to communicate, but who knows if he will. So what's blocking the masculine? And like I said, most likely it's just himself, but we'll see if there's anything else. What is the masculine blocked by? We have the Four of Pentacles. So for some of you, it could be, because this is talking about physical energy, it could be a distance-wise. So maybe you guys are just not geographically in the same area, so you're physically unable, he's physically unable to see you. And I feel like whatever the communication is, I feel like it is something that has to be done face-to-face, in person. What I'm also getting though is that I think money, and this also ties in with the travel, money is a huge factor, I think, right now in the masculine's life. He's struggling with money, he's really trying to make his money, and because of that, because the Four of Pentacles is holding on to something, I feel like usually it's depicted as money, and Pentacles is money, earth energy. It could also be that he's just holding on to a belief system that he refuses to let go, but I really feel like for a lot of you guys, it's actually money. He doesn't have the money and the means to see you. So for a lot of you, like I said, you live far away, geographically distant, so maybe he can't afford a plane ticket, maybe he can't afford whatever. He just can't afford to come see you. So even though he wants to, it's kind of a money thing, and it could also be just that right now he's just really focused on making his money, and he's not really looking at other things. Even though he wants to communicate with you, his priority is his work and making his money, making sure that he's stable. Okay, we have two cards that came out. We have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, and we have the King of Wands. So some of you could be dealing with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag, as your masculine. You could also be Aries, Leo, Sag. With the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, it feels super codependent. So I feel like one of the biggest issues that's blocking you is that your masculine has struggles with codependency and confidence issues, because the King of Wands is a very confident man, very confident, very strong, very passionate, loving, very talented, very wise. But also, with most fire signs, we have to remember that most fire signs tend to have big egos, and that's the only thing that I'm picking up from this. So I feel like what's blocking your masculine from bringing that communication forward to you, he wants to communicate to you, about how he really feels about whatever's going on between the two of you. Money is a big issue, and he's just really feeling down, I think, on himself. He's not really feeling fully in his power. Even though the King of Wands here is upright, I just feel like, or maybe he is feeling like in a good place, but he's not feeling independent. Like, this is such a conflicting energy. Nine of Pentacles with the King of Wands, right? It's super conflicting. Like, he feels good about himself, but he doesn't really feel like, he doesn't feel 100% stable. He doesn't feel 100% confidence and independent enough to be able to come forward and bring clear communication with you. And then, like I said, there is some problem with, like, his ego's kind of getting in the way, like, almost like, I shouldn't be the person to have to do this. And that's why I feel like it's falling a little bit codependent, where he's always constantly depending on the feminine to make the move, to give the love first, to say the thing first, to bring up the conversation first. It's always the feminine's having to initiate things. And that's why it wasn't the Judgment card was coming out, because they said, I feel like a lot of karma needs to be rebalanced, and a lot of things are being brought to light right now. And that specifically, that it shouldn't have to always be one-sided. It shouldn't always have to be the feminines doing all of the work. But because it always has been, the masculines, their egos making them think that they don't have to do anything, and that the initiator always has to be the feminine. So yeah, feeling a little bit codependent energy. There could be some struggles with money, and that could, and then also the ego could all be some blockages that your masculine could be having, and that's why they are not coming forward and bringing that communication to you about how they really feel about the connection. All right, let's tap into blockages for the feminine. What are the blockages for the feminine? What is blocking the feminine from the masculine? What is blocking the feminine from the masculine? We have the Lovers. Honestly, what I'm getting, the only thing that is blocking the feminine from the masculine is that they know what the connection is. And this, I'm going to talk about this, and I'm actually really happy that this card came out, because this is what I struggle the most with on my twin flame journey. I struggle with this the most, is that because I've acknowledged and I've realized, because I've acknowledged and I realized that my twin flame was my twin flame, like, the week that I met him, like, right away, it's had that has been in my mind the entire time that I've known him. right? It's been in my mind the entire time that I've known him. That's my twin flame. That is my other half. And it's really hard, and this is the thing. Whew, I gotta drink some water. It's getting hot. This is the thing, is that it's really hard, and I try my best every freaking day to just let go of it, but it's really hard to, once you acknowledge and really truly realize that that's your other half, it's really hard to not take it so seriously. It's really hard to not take things personal from them. It's really hard to let go of expectations. It's really hard. And that's what it was for me. And I feel like a lot of the feminines, I feel like, are on the same page because we are more intuitive, and we were probably the first ones to awaken to the connection and realize that it was there. So now, because we've been aware of it this whole time, and the masculines are just now bringing awareness into what it is, it's harder for us because we already have these expectations. We already have these hopes of what we want the connection to be and what we know it can be. So I feel like the block for the feminines right now is letting go of those expectations, releasing what ideas and beliefs and whatever, even though it could all be great and dandy, but we have to kind of let go of that a little bit. I'm gonna pull a couple more cards too, or let me just get one. What is blocking the feminines right now from this connection? Nine of Cups. Honestly, right now, you are just feeling really good also. You're feeling really good. You're feeling really happy right now in your life. You're feeling really fulfilled with your friends, the job that you have. Even if some of you want something new, you're happy with where you are. So it's kind of like, you don't really, I feel like a lot of you guys, let me pull one more card. What is blocking the feminine from this connection? And the Devil in reverse. A lot of you guys just broke free. A lot of you guys, I think now what I'm getting is that a lot of you guys kind of broke free from being connected to this person, but you acknowledge that that connection is there. It's almost like because you feel the connection on the fifth dimension and you feel it energetically, you know that you're in union already, right? So this is something that people need to really understand, is that you are always in union with your twin flame. You are always in union with the other half of you. Whether you have met that person or not, you are always connected, and you will always be energetically connected to your other half, okay? That was weird. That was really weird. I feel like someone's in here. It's so weird. Okay, Spirit, come through. Because you guys acknowledge that, that's like my twin flame energetically stepping in. Sorry. Because you guys feel that the energetic connection, and you acknowledge that you guys are connected and you always will be connected, it's like you're not really stressing so much, I feel like, because you know, like I said earlier when we saw, you know that they are going to come talk to you, or at least you feel that they want to, you feel them being pulled towards you. So you don't really have to worry about it. You know the connection is there, you're happy with your life, and like I said, a lot of you guys with the Devil in reverse, a lot of you guys just broke free of the control. So I'm even getting for some of you, and oh my god, this is so crazy, because this is what I've been working on really hard, and I feel like I'm getting really close. If not, I'm kind of there, but I know I still have to keep working on it. But like I said, I'm working on letting go of those expectations, letting go of the idea that we have to be in physical union, because we are together at the end of the day. I know that we're connected. I know that his higher self is watching over me. I know that my higher self is watching over him. And I know that we're always energetically connected, because I can always feel how he feels and what he's up to. So I feel like a lot of you guys are just breaking away from those expectations. A lot of you guys are releasing yourself from that, because maybe you've been working on it and you realize that that was kind of shackling you down and bringing a lot of negative emotions and a lot of disappointment by setting such expectations, right? That's awesome. That's great. So I feel like, the only thing that's really blocking the feminine from this connection is that they realize that they're happy on their own, that the connection is there even if they're not physically together, and the freedom of letting go of expectations. So I don't really think that is a blockage, but that came through as a blockage, and I think the reason why it came through a blockage is, I think it's because the feminines are just, instead of trying to love, give, now we're like sitting on a throne, sitting nice and pretty, being super receptive. Whatever will come. I'm connected to my loved one. I'm one with my loved one. We are one. So it's just a matter of time. I feel like the feminines are just like, it's a matter of time. So there isn't really that much of a blockage on the feminine side, other than they're not really taking an active role right now, which I think is the right thing to do. Alrighty, we're gonna get a closing message from Spirit to end the reading. So closing message from Spirit. Closing message from Spirit. Closing message from Spirit about this connection. We have remembrance, resurfacing of past feelings and emotions. What did I freaking say? The masculine really wants to communicate, and most likely what they want to communicate is about how they really feel. The 10 of Cups in reverse and the Page of Cups. They really want to express how they're hurt, how they're feeling, that they're sad, that they're not happy without their feminine in their life. Because right now what they're doing is that they're remembering. They're looking back at the time that you guys did share together. For those of you that are in separation, they're looking back at that time. They're like, wow, I really love when I'm with this person. Wow, I really like the time that I was with this person. Like, they're looking back at their past with you, and they're remembering all the good times and all the love and the passion that is shared between the two of you, and they're feeling that really hard. And that's why they're feeling really sad, and that's why they're really feeling unhappy, because they crave that again. That's what they're also being tempted by. I feel like it's the masculines are more so tempted by the feminines right now, because like I said, the feminines are in a passive state. The number at the top is 21. So 21 or 1212 or 1221 could all be significant. If you're seeing those, catch those. They are signs that you are in the right place, right time. You're doing exactly what you need to be doing, okay, guys? So we have remembrance. So resurfacing of past feelings and emotions. I just feel like a lot of things are being kind of just brought up. If you have been like texting or interacting, or maybe you saw your masculine once, or you hung out with him once, or whatever, like if you saw him or talked to him after a really long period of silence, that's why this is getting brought up, because that small interaction, that little text, that little, hey, how are you, that whatever, it brought everything back up for the masculines. It's like everything, they're just being washed over with waves of emotions and feelings for how they truly feel deep down for you. And it's overwhelming for them. And I feel like that's why they're being even more, they're trying to be more closed and cold a little bit, because they're just like, this is a lot for me, and I don't want to seem like I'm desperate, I'm like still in love with this person. And because they're kind of thinking about all the logistics of it. If you've been in separation for a while, they're kind of thinking, well, I don't want her to think I'm still in love with her. I don't want my feminine to think that I'm desperate, that I'm clingy, that I'm obsessed, which I feel like a lot of them are really obsessed. Like they can't imagine their life without you, because they're remembering how good their life was when you were briefly in it. Alrighty guys, I think that is it. I hope that gives you a little bit of insight as to how the masculine and the feminines are doing. Again, this was just an energetic update. I'm going to say that this is just for the remainder of August. I wasn't really looking at a timeline, especially because energy doesn't really work on a timeline, so I don't really like to date things, but I would say that this is the energetic collective for Twin Flames for the month of August. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this. This is the first energetic Twin Flame update I've done. I know that a lot of people on my Facebook page and my Facebook groups that I work in, a lot of people always request and ask me to talk and do more readings about Twin Flames. So I'm trying to come up with different ideas, maybe pick a card for Twin Flames, and we'll see how that goes. Leave your comments down below, give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and then please subscribe. I appreciate all the support that you guys show me, and have a great rest of your day. I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.